Right on time, like clockwork. Just as planned. We always start on Monday night at 8:50 p.m. every time.
Every single time.
We are back for more of our Star Wars role play, and we left on a cliffhanger. I'm pretending that it promoted interest. We ended on a cliffhanger last time, where the guys found out, yeah, they're going to be able to get the parts, but they've got to be able to get to them soon enough, whatever that means. So before we get into the wonderful, juicy meat that is our role play session, let's do a little bit of this.
Oh no. This is
The
what I
perfect
get for
moment.
trying new hardware.
It's never going to get
There we
better.
go.
No,
It certainly
his
won't.
picture is going to be
At
completely
least,
like
this is good. At least everything's
That's why
working
it's
for me.
perfect.
definitely
I'm-
what needs to
I'm
happen.
so
We're gonna
here's
look
the
back in a
chaos.
few months
so
and be like,
curious.
yeah.
Okay, we're all
Why?
moving
His
now.
camera
Why
got
does this
dark.
happen to me?
Did you turn the volume down for this
There's
week?
no
Is
reason
that
not
who
to.
Why
chill?
am I the only one getting
No.
hardware
Okay.
issues?
No,
It's on
I need
video?
to-
Okay.
But in a week,
It's not
I
gonna
do
look
have a
Why?
different show.
No, it's really not.
I mean, it already
Listen
doesn't
for
feel
it.
right.
Yeah, there's my it's getting rolling.
Listen
man.
for it.
Cool
Oh,
guy.
no, really.
Such a cool
All
guy.
day.
He seems like a cool
I love
guy.
Jonas. He's been my
So,
best business assistant.
Okay, enough of that. Enough.
Such a cool guy.
At least I'm not Elgato this week.
Right, true. Yeah. There was one week where I forgot to full screen it. So it's not quite the perfect tiled effect. So give it another 4 or 5 months. You won't be able to tell.
It'll be fine.
You can still make out the original screen at this point. It's not that much fun. All right. So you guys were at the ship. You got a call that said, yeah, we're going to be able to get the last couple of parts if you can get to them fast enough. And you're still on the comms with your boy.
With your boy
Bally Josto.
Bally Josto.
You know,
But,
your
but
boy.
we were already headed toward the ship.
I thought you guys had gotten back.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. I think we had
No,
gone.
you're right.
We had gone to the Slump and Go to get breakfast,
Right.
and we were ahead. That's
You're
where we
headed
got
back.
the phone. That's where we got the comms call.
That's right. That's right. You had just left the slump and go. All right. So, yeah, right. So you're both on the comm, but you're in the same place. So you're headed back to the ship. You're still on the comm with Bally. And he just said that. Do you have any immediate reactions, or are you just going to wait for him to continue?
Raul just say, okay, where are the parts? Where do we need to go?
Right. So you're going to head back over to Raffle. That's where you landed before, and you picked up that other shipment. Man, these are the last units I could find anywhere in the system. I mean, at least that haven't already been bought up. But somebody's been running around and buying them up. They bought out about a quarter of what was in the system this morning. So yeah, they're trying to scrape up every last one of them for some reason. I mean, I can guess why they. Anyway, I suggest you get over there, and I'll make some calls. But yeah, you're gonna have to actually be able to finalize the transaction if you want to get them.
All right. Well, we're on our way then.
Okay. Good luck. Be quick. Be really quick. If you don't say anything else, he'll hang up after a second.
I don't say anything else.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'm kind of like Druto's kind of like ready to start moving really fast. He's already a little. Yeah.
So you're basically across the street from the starport.
Mm.
What do you do?
Uh,
Do you look both ways? You didn't say you looked both
I
ways.
run into traffic.
Oh no. So at this time in the morning, there's very, very mild traffic. It's not that big of a starport. So you're able to cross the street safely. Yay! Challenge
Yay.
passed.
Do you need me to roll for it?
Do you have a traffic crossing skill?
Forget I asked.
Okay. You can default to your, what's your lowest stat? Body.
Right?
Default to body. All right. So I assume you're just going to be like speed walking back to the ship.
Raul's just gonna look at Druto and say, "Let's hurry up," and he's gonna start like running back to the ship.
Okay. All right.
Yep, Druto's good with that. He'll run.
So Druto shoulders his rifle and starts
Mhm.
taking off, and you guys get back to the ship. The ramp feels like it takes forever to come down because apparently something bad's about to happen, but it hops down and yeah, right.
Come on,
Raul's
come
like,
on,
maybe I need to use that upgrade on my ramp lowering speed. I now have ramp lowering speed +1.
It lowers 10% faster. Yay.
So you hurry up. You
You
get
spent
your
half your income to upgrade it 10%. Sounds about right.
Mm.
so you so you get back to the ship and you run up into the cockpit. You get your pre-flight done pretty quickly. The tower clears you to leave, so you take off.
Okay.
Just stop me if I'm narrating too far forward. You take off and you set course for Raffle, which is still quite close of an orbit. So it's going to take about 30 minutes.
Okay. Raul will be pushing his ship as to go about as fast as he thinks is safe to go.
Okay. I mean, you can go all out.
I don't think that doesn't that incur damage to your ship eventually?
Yes, after a certain amount of time.
Then he'll probably not be going all out. He'll probably just be going at high speed or whatever.
Now, what I recall is that here we go, movement. All out. You move at 4 times your normal move speed. It increases difficulty. Let's see. Vehicle movement. Okay. So yeah, you have to make a body strength roll every 10 minutes. The first one is very easy. And then the next one would be easy. And
Well, you could go really fast for 10 minutes and cut down some of that time, and
That's what
stop.
I'm thinking. Yeah, he'll go all out for about 10 minutes and then pull it back.
he'll go all out for about 10 minutes. And then he'll pause for about 4 seconds. And then he'll go for 10 minutes.
No, he'll be going for 9 minutes and 59 seconds.
Okay.
So I don't have to make the roll.
Okay. So, right.
Whatever I need to cheat or break the system. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yes.
Only metagaming allowed on this stream.
Right.
Only. So let's just say that you're familiar with your ship
Mm.
and you decide you can go flat out for a bit. And then you're going to dial it back a little bit.
Yep.
Back down to merely double speed. So for the first 10 minutes, you're going at 4 times speed. And you're kind of like listening to the vibrations running through the hull and the sounds that the engines are making. What's Raoul's demeanor during this time?
Very nervous.
Okay. So out of normal for Raoul, he's kind of sitting here sweating and like looking at the sensors and like his systems levels and
Mm.
okay. So what is Druto's experience during the first 9 minutes and 59 seconds?
Well, I'm assuming that that this changes how the ship feels as it moves. Like I'm assuming it's not going to be quite as smooth of a ride.
Yes, it's not exactly tossing you around or anything, but you will feel a little bit of like motion as
Mm,
the inertial compensators have to work much harder than usual to keep you feeling 0 G's.
okay. So I'm probably gonna assume kind of what Raul's doing based on how the ship feels, or I might poke my head in and glance, and then see, and take it in and be like, okay, better not bother him right now.
So you're hanging out in the back, you're not in the cockpit.
He would probably poke his head in the cockpit. He was going to go do something else, but then if he noticed the ship feeling different, he would poke his head in before doing anything else. But not wanting to disturb Rao, he'll probably go back to his guest area and try to find something he can put over his face.
Okay.
Because it's really dusty out there.
On
He's
raffle.
really gonna try to find goggles because he didn't buy it.
Okay. Okay. So is he digging around or?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
kind of. Yeah, he doesn't want to bother Rao, but he's trying to save time to find what he can, and he's checking his weapons and all that stuff, making sure everything is secure and everything.
Does Raul notice when Druto kind of pokes his head in the cockpit?
You can roll perception. I'm going to go ahead and say very unlikely.
Okay.
Unless the door makes a lot of noise or something.
It probably just would have been open.
You do have an intercom, so.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 12.
That's actually pretty good.
A 3, a 3, and a 6.
It's above average. So let's say you hear the door scrape.
Okay. He'll glance back, and I guess he sees Druto.
Let's just say he sees the door kind of sliding shut.
Okay. He'll get on the intercom then.
He's very distracted.
That's true. That's true. He'll just yell over the intercom. Druto, you know where the hatch to the turret is? I might need you up there.
He'll look for a comm. I'm assuming there's a comm term. He doesn't need a comm terminal. Yeah, he'll just head to the turret. Never mind.
Well,
Yeah,
you would hear it over the intercom.
Yeah. No,
That
he
would
was
be
thinking about
wired in.
trying to respond, but he doesn't need to find a wall panel because this isn't the 1980s.
I mean,
Anyway.
it is speakers wired into the ship, so.
Right. But surely
It's
there's
not
some
Star
kind of
Trek. Lame. Okay, so you head over to the turret.
yes. I will head to the turret. I can shoot a gun.
Yay.
I can shoot a ship guns.
Shooty McGunny face.
Yay.
So, considering that you're moving at 4 times the normal speed, your actual travel time to raffle is like a little under 8 minutes. I think that's right. Yeah.
Didn't you say there were asteroids or something at some point?
Sort of.
There are no asteroids, none.
There's a nebula, like a nebula filled with sizable rock chunks all around the system, but the nebula is kind of hollow, and that's where all the planets are on the inside.
Oh, okay. So getting in was the only part that took navigation.
Yeah, there's a couple of passages that are easy to get in and out of to get to the main hyperlane.
Stay in your space lane. Okay.
So it's actually going to be a pretty short trip if you're able to go flat out the whole time. It won't actually tax your ship enough for you need to do a check.
Okay.
Nice.
The 30 minutes was just at your normal cruising speed. So 4 times faster means you get there 4 times sooner.
Sounds about right.
All right. So you're traveling over towards the other planet, and you kind of glance at the sensors, and you see there's a couple of ships behind you heading in the same direction.
I'm going to do a quick scan.
Looks like they're kind of around the outside edge of your sensors. They just picked up, but you can go ahead and do a scan on them.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Do you have the Starship sensors skill?
I do not.
Then you would be rolling the mechanical.
Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, rule of ones, baby. Wait. Oh, the first one was
the
your
luxury
perception
ship
roll.
coming up behind you.
First one was your perception roll.
Right.
I don't remember if we were actually having the wild dice subtract or not.
Subtract.
Yeah, according to the standard rules, the wild dice you roll it again and subtract it from your total. Or maybe that might be an optional rule suggested in the rule book.
Oh.
Anyway,
I thought we were using the wild dice to do weird effects.
Yes, and that is standard.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've been using it to subtract, but I could be wrong.
We're not going to. I don't think I would have. I just know that
we
the
did
rules out
we
there.
did penalties with certain types of rolls.
Penalties for like multiple actions and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's standard.
Or really
too.
difficult actions.
Yeah, that's standard too. So we'll just say that all you get is the result plus modified by your rule of 1. So you roll a 12. You're able to determine that one of the ships is of a larger size. Looks like a freighter. And the other one is you're positive you've seen lots of pirates use these. It's sort of like Starfighter sized, and you get the feeling that it's aiming at you already.
Okay. I'll yell up to Druto. I guess they're behind us somewhere.
Yeah. Behind you, heading in the same direction.
Okay. I'll use the intercom up to Druto. We got 2 behind us. One of them's probably a pirate.
What? Oh crap. Okay. Hold on. Druto's trying to track them and line up to when they're in range.
So let's see. You're moving at a pretty fast clip. You're moving at quad speed. Interesting. So based on your speed and how much of a lead you have ahead of them, looks like you're going to get to the planet before they do. And what that means is you're going to enter the atmosphere before they do. And it's going to kind of change how your ship handles. Like there will be a moment when you're entering the atmosphere where it's going to be kind of hard for you to keep control, especially if you're going at a crazy speed. I mean, you're going to hit a lot of turbulence if you're going flat out.
Right.
So, how does that affect what you choose to do? This is something Ral would know. He's entered atmosphere before.
Right. He's going to slow it down. He's not going to go. He's not going to go flat out into atmosphere. He'll slow it down, but he'll be going faster than he normally does.
Okay, so let's say you're going to slow down to cruising speed,
Okay.
which is double speed. And then continue on down towards the landing area.
Right.
Okay, so you enter into the atmosphere, and you take another look at the sensors. You're not in firing range on either side, as far as you can tell yet. It looks like the suspiciously pirate-looking ship is kind of hanging near the freighter. But once they get to atmosphere, the freighter heads down, but the starfightery pirate probably is hanging out in orbit. So Ral notices that on his way down. Druto's sitting there like aiming where they are on the sensors, like, come on, just do the wrong thing. Come on. You know, the way you would get like standing behind a gun emplacement, you're going to want to shoot something. You're going to hope they mess up. Like, I don't want to have to shoot you. You're getting closer, right? I don't want to have to. So anyway, Ral sets down on the very tiny basic starport where you've been before.
Okay.
You've sat down just fine. What do you do immediately upon landing and like powering the engines down and so on?
I'll hit the intercom to Druto. Let's go get some parts, man.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some goggles.
Okay.
I'll be fast and I'll catch up. I'll be real fast.
Ral's doing kind of like a mental inventory. Like, do I own goggles? I'm not sure I do. Oh, well. So he's going to go ahead and lower the ramp and wait for Druto.
So Druto will take off at a run toward whatever the general store was that they said sold goggles.
Oh, he's. I thought you meant he was going to like rummage around the ship.
Well, he looked, but he didn't find any.
Okay.
You guys kill me. So you never got the location of that store.
Oh no.
You just know the name. Again, it's a really small place.
Mm.
Okay, well, if he remembers it, he'll try to look it up if it's something that can be found that way. He would have at least tried.
Okay, so there is a directory and like a very small map of the area. There's something like 20 streets in the area. It's a very, very small place filled with lots of warehouses and heavy industry and things like that. So you look it up, you're able to see it. Looks like it's a short 5-minute walk away.
Okay. Druto
So-
runs.
Okay, so you're splitting from Ral to go get goggles.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Druto's off. Ral?
Ral is going to look for transportation.
Okay. So you I guess you walk up to the diner / starport terminal.
Mm.
Do you go in or do you just go through to the road? It's easier to go through it, but do you stop in the starport or just pass straight through to the street?
I kind of missed a little bit of what you said. Could you repeat that?
Which part? So basically, the terminal is like between the starport and the street.
Gotcha.
So the easiest way to get to the street is just to go through the terminal
Okay.
where the diner / starport office is. So you're going to pass through there on your way to the street.
Okay. So
Does
going
that
through
change your
there.
actions?
If there's anybody in there, I might ask for a lift.
Okay. So you get in there and it looks like there's somebody having breakfast in there. There's somebody working at the diner, and there are a couple of people over working at the like very official starport office side of things.
Nah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
He's
Well,
just gonna leave him.
So he's not going to approach anybody.
Actually, what he would probably do he would just kind of yell out loud, "Hey guys, can anybody give me a ride to the name of the shop?" Whatever the name of the shop is.
The name of the place is To Go Storage.
Two goes.
That's TOOGO. To Go Storage. So you yell it out, and the guy that's eating kind of turns and he says, "Yeah, I can take you over there. Just give me 5-10 minutes to finish up," because he's eating.
Yeah. Raul just say, don't worry about it. I'm in a hurry. Thanks anyway, though.
Okay. You know where you're going?
I assume Raul's got his.
Shut up, Hick. I'm busy.
Raul's just like, yeah, it'll be fine, and he's going out the door.
Okay, so you're outside. You can see barely in the distance through all the like mess and dust. You can see Druto heading off somewhere.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna pull up the map to Two Goes and start heading that way.
Okay, so you kind of dig around and you're able to pull up the location. It's about 3 streets back. So again, it's like there's some pretty large lots between here and there, but still it's like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, well, he's gonna start heading that way, muttering to himself that they should have stolen the speeder bike from the first adventure.
Should have just taken the
Should
thing.
have just taken the bike, man.
Ral might consider having something like that on hand
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
on the ship in the future. It's not like
Yeah,
it would be that hard to carry around.
Yeah, I've thought about that before. It seems like something he would do.
It's not a bad idea.
Be very handy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Druto gets to the general store first. It's not that far away. So you open the door and you step inside, and there's kind of like this blast of air on you, like kind of like
Nice.
sinking your cheeks back, and you step in and you don't feel as dirty as you did a second ago. Hey,
Nice.
all right. The floor's still filthy though.
So he's still trying to hurry, and he's still keyed up. So he goes in and he's like trying to find him as fast as possible, like 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 he's about to miss a flight kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And he's looking for 2 pairs of goggles and 2 breath masks, or like 2 kind of face covering things.
Okay, so
As-
the general store has pretty much everything behind the counter. There's a lot of
Mhm.
stuff on the walls, like some real common equipment that people use all the time. And
Mhm.
you see some of the sort of stuff you're looking for back there. There's a very, very bored looking Trandoshan guy just staring at you like a lizard does. Doesn't seem to
Okay.
be moving. When you move, he
Okay, so Druto will or kind of step up quickly and be like, I need 2 sets of goggles and 2 kind of mask filter things. I need them fast. Kind of in a hurry. Sorry.
yes. So he kind of like turns around and puts 4 boxes on the counter. He says, "How will you pay?"
I mean, he's got a cred stick, I'm sure.
Yeah. So if you hold that up, he'll just kind of like hold out a little data pad that you can bonk it on.
Okay, awesome.
So you bonk it, galoot, and it shows how much it's subtracted. Everything looks good.
Awesome. So he'll scramble and like put one of the masks and goggles on before he goes out.
Do you want dirty clothes
Uh,
on the inside? You should buy a scarf as well.
okay, two scarves.
Very good. So he turns around and puts a couple of like scarves on the table. They're real stretchy and they look very breathable, but you can't see
Okay.
through them. So it looks pretty good. He holds out his data pad where you paid before.
Okay, so he'll pay again, and then do the same thing with the scarf and try to.
It fits. It's not that hot, and you can see how it's definitely going to keep all of that nasty gradient dust from getting all the way down your clothes.
Awesome.
Are you thirsty?
I might come back later, but I'm in a hurry right now. Thanks so much. And he like tries to
Very
wrap
good.
everything up and then
He wraps all of Raoul's stuff up and runs.
yeah, and then he's trying to get Raoul on the comm as he's leaving.
Okay, so Raoul is walking towards the place, and he gets to like he walks around this big smoky factory kind of building, and he's able to see what's on the next lot, kind of across the street, and it's a large warehouse, very large warehouse. We're talking in Earth terms, something like 100,000 square feet. Sorry, 10,000 square. 100 million thousand square feet.
It's 100,000 hyper feet.
I was thinking meters for a second there, but no, it'll be like 100,000 square feet. So it's not
It's big.
giant. It's sizable. Not giant, sizable.
Is that the place I'm headed to?
Yes.
Any indication?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the address.
Okay.
Woo woo. Woo, woo.
Woo woo.
Inside joke.
Inside
Let's
joke.
move on.
So
Go ahead.
Raul will look for any kind of door, any kind of office.
Looks like there's kind of a break in the profile. Like if you're looking ahead on the near side of this lot, you're kind of at the corner, right? If you're looking kind of ahead at the near side, you can see a bit of like an indent in the shape of the building. Probably that's where the door is.
All right, he's heading that way.
You headed that way. That's
Yep.
about when you get the comms call from Druto.
Well, hey man, I'm at the place.
Okay. Did Druto already get the same address, or is Raul the only one that has it?
You guys looked up your stuff separately, so no, you don't have it yet.
I didn't get it earlier. Can you send it to me? I got the stuff. I wanted to be able to see.
Yeah, it's Togo's storage.
Okay, I'll hurry over.
All right,
Two goes.
two
Two
goes.
goes.
Two goes. It's two.
He
goes
wasn't
storage.
listening.
It's two goes storage, Druto. No,
He
He's
went
headed
to
in the wrong-
Togo's instead of Two Goes.
That was 2 streets over.
Oh no.
As long as it wasn't Toga storage.
No, that's ridiculous. Right? Don't even bring that up.
He goes over to Togo's storage, and there's men wearing Togos and rebreathers, goggles.
They have laurel. They have like laurel crowns around their heads. They smell like olive oil.
It's a much more relaxing place than where he was going to go. Oh, man.
So what do? Do you wait for Druto to show up?
Nope, he's going in.
Okay. So you head in the front door, and it's a pretty utilitarian looking building. It's obviously kind of like a greeting room, but there's stuff like stacked against the wall in boxes. And there's a very very bored looking woman sitting behind the counter, messing around on a data pad. And when you walk in, she and kind of like slams the data pad down, face down on the counter. Oh, hi.
Hey, man, is this Two Goes?
Yeah, it's yes. How may I help you?
That's great. I'm here to pick up some parts from Ballyjosto.
Oh, did you have an order?
I think so.
Let me check. So she reaches over and picks up a different data pad and starts looking, and I'm sorry, I'm not I'm gonna keep looking. I can't find it yet. So what does Raul do?
Raul's trying to be patient.
So let's say it takes Druto probably an extra 4 minutes to get there behind you.
He's gonna jog, yeah.
Yeah. You kind of headed off at an angle from where Raul went. But yeah, you're in a hurry. So, and you had your time interacting with the wonderful shopkeeper.
Right.
Very memorable character. Um, he was just like quietly upselling you on the entire shop
Mhm.
successfully once.
Yep.
So, yeah. So anyway, so he gets there. It's going to take at least 4 minutes. If you wait 4 minutes, then Druto comes in through the door.
Yeah, he's waiting. He'll wait until Druto gets there.
The lady's just kind of like looking and like looking for something.
Does Ral know which parts specifically the
No.
order was?
No, Bally hasn't mentioned specifically which ones yet.
Oh,
Mm.
in our haste, we neglected.
I mean, you could call him.
Will can I call someone on a different planet?
Yeah. In system, if you have multiple settled planets, they'll have like a planet to planet network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, once Druto gets there, I'll call Bally Josto then.
So, because this is kind of a technical point we haven't brought up before, if you tried to use your personal comm when you were halfway between the planets, you're not going to reach anybody. You don't have the range for that.
Mm.
Your ship comms, the planets were pretty close together. Might be able to reach that. I'll have to look into that more. But the planets themselves have like the equivalent of fiber running between each other. Even this little, like, very dirty, people don't live here unless they have to, backwater town.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you can call.
All right, I will call Bally Josto then. I guess as Druto's entering the door.
Ral. Hey, Ral, have you got him yet?
I'm at Tugo's. They seem to be having some trouble finding your order.
Oh, yeah, I didn't place an order. They were supposed to let you purchase the parts as soon as you got there. Is that listen, is there a dumb looking lady at the desk?
I'm assuming she can hear my comms call.
Do you usually have it like on speaker, or do you have it like in a private earpiece?
Earpiece. We'll say earpiece.
Okay. Okay. No metagaming. Okay, let's say that you intended the call to be as private as you could.
Okay.
So no, she doesn't hear it.
Okay.
Is there kind of a dumb looking lady at the counter?
Sure.
Yeah, just tell her that I sent over. It's not an order. I asked her to like prearrange the purchase ticket. She'll know what that means.
Okay. Well, I'll tell her right now. Hold on. Bally said he prearranged a purchase ticket.
And she says, "Oh, yeah, okay. It's not an order. Right. It's not okay. It's a purchase ticket. Right. Okay, just a moment." So she starts looking on her pad again. About that time, the door opens and some people walk in. There's a couple of rough looking dudes with obvious weapons at their hips and Poro Schiff. He walks
Druto
in.
is really glad that he's wearing his goggles and scarf and mask.
Okay. Yeah, he is still wearing them, isn't he? Did Ral ever put that stuff on?
No, he's been busy.
I doubt it.
Okay. Yeah, I doubt it too. So Schiff walks in. He kind of glances at Druto, and then he kind of locks his eyes on Ral, and he says, Bronar.
Ravel will say into his comms, yeah, thanks, Bally. I think that straightened things out. Talk to you later. And he'll hang up.
Okay. And so Schiff waits a few seconds and he says, Bronar.
Ral just kind of look over and, sup?
And so Bronar just got Schiff just kind of looks at you for a minute and he says, let me guess. You're here for business, huh?
Business.
And he kind of looks over at the lady behind the counter and he says, hey, Mila, I think you're closed for the day. And she kind of stops scrolling and she and Schiff says, yeah, you're closed. Go tell your boss you're closed for the day. And so she kind of looks over at Ral and Schiff, and then she just kind of gets up and heads back to the back.
When she gets up, Ral will say, if you could get our parts, we'll be out for him in a minute.
She doesn't say a word. She's just like, she grabs her other data pad on the way, and she's just like scuttling out the back door. Schiff looks over at Druto and he says, hey, how about you take a walk?
Druto looks for any cover that's nearby.
Okay. There's the big counter over where the lady was.
Okay.
It looks pretty sturdy. There's boxes of stuff everywhere. I'm gonna have to draw this. Man.
Oh, that gives him the best opening though. He's gonna like nonchalantly try to walk towards cover.
Nonchalantly walk towards cover.
That's what I meant. Nonchalantly walk
Just
towards cover.
Walk casual.
Like he'll just kind of shrug and then walk away towards something like that.
All right. I'm gonna share my screen because that's what we do. That's what we do. And I'm only going to be drawing with right angles because you
Nice.
juveniles can't handle it when I draw shapes that have curves in them. Freaking Neanderthals. All right. So here's the front door. This is kind of the outside contour of the building. And this is the room you're in. It's a box. Here's the back door to the room where the lady scuttled out and ran away. Long counter. And then there's boxes of stuff stacked up. Back there. There's also some boxes of stuff over here. Druto,
Okay.
where roughly were you standing?
He probably would have been near he was heading toward wherever Ral was.
Okay. You can
So
see
he
my
probably would
cursor,
have
right?
been.
Not
Yeah.
cursor, my pointer.
Yeah,
So
he
to
probably
the-
would have been
To the
somewhere
left or
around
right of this?
there. It doesn't matter. Either way, he's gonna like walk around the counter and try to follow the lady through the back door.
Okay.
He'll just kind of shrug and then walk further in instead of walking out.
So we'll say Druto was over here. Just for the sake of argument. So you shrug and you head back over and you walk through the door.
Yeah, like just inside.
Right. Right. Okay. And then there's poor Schiff and soon to be dead. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Surely not. Goon 1 and Goon 2. That's their legal names. Okay, so Schiff looked over at Druto and said, "Hey, how about you take a walk?" So Druto goes and ducks out the back door. Yeah. So
Just
that leaves
Ral.
that leaves Ral alone with the three guys. And once he sees the back door close, poor Schiff looks at Ral and says, "I hear you're after the stuff that I'm after."
Could be. I don't know what you're after.
He just kind of laughs and says, "Look, in this system, I run the parts. All of them. If you want to do business, you do it through me. But if you're doing business with certain people, we're not doing business at all." That other fellow was smart enough to take a walk. I think you should do the same.
He's intimidated.
Ral will just start laughing. You really don't know who you're messing with, do you?
I'm messing with a guy that's all by himself on a dirty little rock where I could drop you off just about anywhere and nobody would ever know.
I represent one of the largest security firms on Nar Shaddaa.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll
Nice.
because you're trying something here.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to roll.
Rolling my con
This is-
skill, I'm guessing.
This is gonna be intimidate. This is a social thing, which means it's a perception skill.
Okay. Well, I've got con, but I don't have intimidate.
Con. So the way they word con is a little bit weird. The difference between con and persuade is that with con, you're trying to get them to do something that ultimately is going to be bad for them. Whereas persuade is more like it's either neutral or you're just trying to get them to do what they ought to do anyway. Con. Let's think about this. It's not exactly true that you represent the security company, but it kind of is. This is really more of an intimidate thing. Let's see if that falls under con. I don't think that it does directly. We're going to have to look at the skills.
Still probably a smart thing to try. Side note, Druto wasn't planning on closing the back door because he wanted to be able to hear what was going on.
Yeah, let's just say you're out of sight.
Because he's he's not running away.
Yet.
He's not running away yet.
Let's see. Perception skills. So we've got not command, con. Con is used to trick and deceive characters or otherwise convince them to do something that isn't in their best interest. Okay, so that could definitely fall under that. Let's see if there is actually a separate intimidate skill.
There probably is.
Well,
I don't know. I think he's more
don't see it
trying to
listed.
trick him than intimidate him.
You know, it's kind of both.
It is. It is a little.
So unless I see something different in the next several seconds, I'm just going to go with, yeah, you can definitely use con.
Okay.
So there's a knowledge skill that's intimidation. Weird.
Knowledge?
Yeah. I don't get it either.
Huh.
Let's see what that says. Intimidation. It's the ability to scare or frighten others to force them to obey commands, reveal information, or otherwise do the bidding of the intimidating character. Intimidation is normally dependent on a character's physical presence, body language, or force of will to be successful, whatever force of will means. Some characters use the threat of torture, pain, or other unpleasantness, and you resist with willpower. Yeah, I don't think that actually applies to what you're doing. I think this is con. There's a little bit of both, but I think much more you're conning than you are intimidating. So anyway, just be aware of what the limits of the skill are and try to stay within it.
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and roll?
Yeah, go ahead. First, like say whatever you think he would say, and then go ahead and roll it out.
Okay. Well, I went ahead and rolled, but he would say, let's see, he said, we represent one of the, or I represent one of the largest security firms on Nar Shaddaa. I forgot what let's see he was going to say. He was going to say, oh, right. He was going to say, they know where we've been. They know where we do business. Reputation's everything on Nar Shaddaa. I don't think I have to spell that out for you.
Okay. So, I get to choose here. He makes a convincing argument. So let's say I'm going to create a house rule.
Okay.
If you're playing your character, you do a good job of playing the character. And within playing the character, you also make a convincing argument. You're going to get a bonus to your roll. I think that's fair. It's pretty hard to quantify this kind of thing. Pretty difficult, unless you just want to say, I con him to make him stop threatening me. Your roll was successful. Okay, he goes away. That's pretty lame. So I'm going to create that house rule. If you do a good job playing the character and come up with like a good execution of the skill, in addition to the roll, you get a bonus.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a +3 bonus for that.
Nice.
So your total roll would be an 18.
Yeah.
18 is a good roll. Grab my handy dandy cards here.
If Druto doesn't have to shoot anybody, I just don't know what he's gonna do with himself.
He's gonna
He's
follow
gonna be
him out in the
really
street.
confused.
He's gonna
really,
run
really
out in the street and shoot them as they're leaving.
I was wrong all along.
So Schiff just kind of looks at you for a minute and he's like, all right. Yeah, I see how it is. Well, look. If you're planning on doing business in this system again, you better make sure you come to me first. Next time I'll be ready for the kind of threats you're laying down here.
We're all good.
The kind of threats.
Yeah.
The kind of threats you're laying down here. And so Raul, he starts to turn. Is Raul reacting right away?
Not really.
Okay. So he turns and waves the two guys out and they walk outside.
After he leaves, Raul will look back over towards the door, looking for Druto. Does he see him through the door or anything?
Are you going to walk over there and look through the door?
He's just looking back there from where he's standing.
So
I
let's
mean,
say,
if they stop talking, he might poke his head through to try to.
okay, let's say you did. And so
Okay.
you kind of meet eyes for a second there,
He's like,
Ralph.
"What
Ralph.
gives, man?"
I was getting into a good position just in case.
Yeah. Okay, let's go find that lady.
Okay. So he'll just wait in the other side of the door till Raul gets there.
All right. Yep. We're just gonna go looking for anyone.
Okay, let's see if I can. Yeah. Can you still see it?
Yep.
Okay. Yay. Adding a tab didn't close it. Amazing. So you're in the room that Druto went into is actually kind of a hallway. So let's say this was the lobby or whatever that you guys were in. There's a hallway going back. And there are a couple of doors on either side. Very symmetrical, very boring. You said you're going looking for the lady.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll just probably poke our heads in as we come to him.
Okay.
Just
So go ahead.
just walking around, yelling, "Hello!"
So you kind of poke
Opening
your
doors.
head in the first couple of doors, and it's just like one's an office. I'll just mark it. One's an office. This one goes out. This one goes out into a major storage area on the right hand side. So there's lots of rows of shelves and such back here. And then there's another couple of doors back this way. And you get back to this one. It looks like you kind of peek your head in. It's another office. And you see the lady that you saw earlier sitting at this chair in front of a desk. And she's just like sobbing into her hands. And there's a guy behind the desk kind of like patting her on the shoulder, like, it's okay. It's okay. All right, Lena, come on. And so you guys open the door, and the guy at the desk kind of looks up like, what is it? What do you want?
Hey, about those parts.
What parts?
Yeah.
What? He kind of looks at Lena. What parts?
The ones Bally put in not an order for.
Not an order.
Purchase
It
ticket.
was a purchase ticket.
The purchase ticket. Yeah.
Okay, Bally.
Bally.
Okay, Bally. Yeah, great. Lena, you didn't tell me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, come on, let's go up front. So he just leaves her there, just weeping into her hands. And he kind of walks you up front. He kind of, when he gets to the lobby, he kind of like opens the door a little and kind of like looks around the door and then steps out in there, kind of watches the front door. So what happened? I hardly got any sense out of her just a minute ago.
Oh, that poor old shift guy came in here and was mean to her. We had a conversation and he left.
Poor Schiff. All right. Look, you're doing business with Bally. Fantastic. You know what? In fact, I'm going to give you a discount.
Hey,
Nice.
sounds good to me.
5%. Just to try to help him get back in this. So he's kind of playing with he brought a data pad with him. He's looking at his pad. Okay. Here's the purchase ticket. All right. All right. And I'm connected with Bally. All right. So you just need to put your what would it be? Oh yeah. You just need to supply your key to complete the transaction. So what he means is you have like a encryption key on your data pad and you just kind of tap it.
Okay.
And that would authenticate. So you can complete the purchase that way.
Okay. Well, Raul will do that.
Okay. So he says, all right, just a minute here. And he kind of gets his comm and he's like, Booney boy, hey, we got a purchase ticket. It's on your terminal now. Box it up real quick. Yeah. So, Schiff.
Yeah, that shift
What
guy.
was he? What was he after? What was he asked? What was he trying to do here? We've already had plenty of visits from him.
I don't know. He said he might be after the same parts as we were or something.
Yeah, that figures. Yeah,
Yeah.
that figures.
Man, sounds like everybody really wants that guy dead, huh?
The guy kind of laughs at you. Yeah, that would be easier, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
Yeah, he's a pain. He's a real pain. Yeah, like we've taken some cases against him a few times, but everybody says what he's doing isn't illegal.
Gotcha. In Raul's mind, it's like everybody sounds like everybody would be fine if I murder this guy in cold blood. Most people, anyway.
Okay. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit longer while the guy's, picking and boxing and bringing your order up. So the manager's going to engage you in small talk, but if you want to do anything else, you can. Or if you want to ask him things, you can.
Raul just chat.
Druto.
Druto's gonna step outside and kind of poke his head around. Well, maybe poke his head out before he steps outside, just to see, because he's paranoid.
Right. Okay. So
See if anybody's still there.
So you poke your head outside and your visibility is a little bit limited, not just by the dust, but because of the fact that the shape of the building doesn't allow for line of sight down the flat sides of the building, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's say he'll kind of walk back and forth between the gap to try to slowly widen his angle before he exposes himself to any ambush.
He's kind of like he's doing the first person shooter. Like he's kind of panning around and like trying to get a sight of what's around the corner before committing to it.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you roll perception? This is not an easy perception environment.
It isn't. I am wearing the goggles, so I hope that would help, and that doesn't enhance my vision, but it makes it less detrimental.
Actually,
Uh,
they help a little bit. You've noticed so far that the goggles seem to be actively repelling dust off of the
nice.
viewing surface. They're actually a
Nice.
good pair of goggles.
And keeping it out of my eyes.
Yes.
That's a double plus. Okay, so perception. And I got a 12.
It's the exact same roll I made earlier. On perception.
Yes, it is.
Perceptions of 336 only, please.
Mhm.
You must roll a 3, and a 6. So you roll a 12.
we
And
we only re-roll 6s that are first, right?
yeah, we're
Okay.
always going to say the first dice is the
Right.
wild dice.
Right.
That site
Okay.
does actually accept the D6 system, which is what we're using. However, built into it, it automatically applies a penalty for rolling a 1. And we haven't been using that rule. So, yeah.
Mm.
It also automatically rolls and adds if the wild dice is a 6, which is nice, but you know, we can just re-roll the 6 ourselves. It's not a big deal. So yeah, so you look around and you see pretty much what you saw before. People don't exactly hang outside here. You haven't noticed anybody that wasn't, like walking or like quickly walking towards a destination, really bundled up and everything, or getting into or out of a vehicle. Like, and not many people at that. It's a small place with not a lot of people. But you see a guy kind of like near the corner of a building. I'm going to get back on drawing, kind of down in this direction. So
Okay.
it's going to be, let's get a new tab. So let's say this is the warehouse that you're at. There's another building across the way here. This is a street. This is an intersection. There's a big smoky kind of factory building here. Smoky factory. Storage. Okay. So you see a guy kind of hanging around right there.
Okay.
And you see him kind of look in your direction, and then he kind of looks away and then walks a little bit and then disappears around the corner of the building.
Did he look like either of the goons? I'm assuming it wasn't Poroshev, or can I not tell from this distance?
It's pretty far away.
Okay.
It's quite far away. So your first perception roll was checking the area. If you
Mhm.
see him again, then you can make another roll to like specifically try to pick details off of him.
Okay.
I'm going to consider that to be a separate action, a separate act of perception.
Okay. So
I did a thing wrong. There's kind
You
of an
did?
insert to the building here.
Oh, yeah. And that's where Druto is.
Starport.
Yeah,
this
okay.
way. This is the direction to the
Druto's
starport.
gonna kind of slowly move toward that intersection and try to see down that corridor, down that street, to see if he sees that person again.
Okay.
But he's gonna move very slowly.
Okay. Not suspicious at all. So he starts heading down that way.
He's gonna stay near the building though that he's at.
Okay. And by that you mean he's going to kind of hang close to this wall.
Mhm. Yes.
And there is a little bit of a sidewalk here, not much. So you head down this way and you see the back of the guy right here. He's just a little bit further down. Looks like he's on his comms.
Murder.
Kill him. I
I'm
forget where it
going
is,
to.
but somewhere in Oblivion, someone talks to you that way. Like they're giving you instructions. They're like, you'll find so and so. Kill him.
Sounds like a Dark Brotherhood thing.
Sort of. Yeah.
He's gonna calm Ral. He's gonna calm Ral while he's trying to keep an eye on him.
Okay. Do you want to try to look at him and see something about him since you've actually
Yes, I do. I
you've
want to
actually
see something.
reestablished
I
sight
rolled a
of him?
6.
Whoa!
Add it on. Roll another one and add it.
Okay. Where's my 1d6? There it is. One.
For,
I rolled a 15.
well, that's a 15 is higher than a 14.
Yes.
So you got a rule of 6. That's always going to apply a beneficial effect to an action. So you're looking at the guy and you don't see anything that really like is unusual or unique about him at all. However, you do notice he's not dressed like pretty much everybody here on the planet is, where they have these like big like onesie coveralls with like big head covering masks and goggles and so on. He just has sort of like what you have on,
Okay.
like a little set of goggles and a rebreather.
Okay. Did the guy and the woman in the storage building in the warehouse, were they wearing those one-piece overall things? Like the one crying, was that what she was wearing too?
She was not, but it seems like the kind of thing that you could zip off and step out of.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, he's gonna.
The guys in the little diner, spaceport diner. They're wearing them, but they often have them zipped and kind of pulled wide open to let them,
Gotcha.
to let them breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna calm for Ral.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, there's a guy that I kind of think he's watching us. He doesn't look like a local. He's been keeping an eye on the front of the building. I kind of think they're still casing us.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean,
just wanted to give you a heads up.
I mean, you want to blast him or something, or?
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Well, do whatever you want to, man.
Well, I meant more Poro. I don't know if this guy's gonna lead us to him or not. I just, you know.
Or he could be a guy standing on the corner.
Ryle is trying to get Drew to do terrible things. That's what he's doing. Get dark side points.
So what is Druto intending to do in the next minute or two?
He's probably just gonna keep his eye out in case whoever calmed is bringing it back up, or if they're just reporting on where we are. He just kind of wants to keep an eye out. That's all he's gonna do for right now.
Okay. Did he stay in sight range, like in line of sight of that guy?
Yes.
Okay.
While he was on the comm, yeah, he was watching him while he was on the comm.
So you're still like staring at his back. Got it. Okay. So we've gone over time. We're gonna break there. I'm sure nothing bloody's gonna happen next time. There's no way. But yeah. So that's it. We're gonna be back next time. Adios.